make them more happy overall. One, you give these people the pleasure, the utmost pleasure of following their dreams and doing what they love. This is independent from the result of the outcome. This is purely dependent on the fact they're in the process of doing the thing that makes them fulfill their life and makes them get out of bed in the morning. This is important because it doesn't exist in their world. This is important because it's a daily, recurring, increasing harm that exists in their world. They have no mechanism to counter. Two, because in our world, you can access new support groups. You can access support groups for video game modders. You can access communities of individuals all around the world because you do live in the 21st century. Because you do live in a world where you can access new ways to make previously thought of as unsafe professions actually a safe option. You can change these preceptive ideas because they fail to account for the fact they can't accurately predict even what will give you a proper happiness, what will give you a proper security, because the fact has changed so much. Third, because you're more likely to succeed in the first place when you encourage them to do so. Why is that the case? Because you can give them that positive reinforcement. You give them the capacity to do the things they like to do and to bear through those hard times that you need to do to get to an end result where you succeed. Which Picasso would probably have given up if he didn't have the encouragement to go through all those failures of paintings before he got to one that actually made a great work of art. It means you need to bear through those times in order to get the success in the first place. Two, on the secondary basis, these people do tell us that there's an opportunity cost that they absolutely deny. You can't, no matter how much they say it, no matter how nice a way they say it, you can't really become a footballer if you want the age of 50. Because understand at a very important young age, as we've clearly shown you from our set from Aaqib's speech, we've clearly shown you that at these cases, there's an opportunity cost that you're foregoing. When you are encouraged as an individual, that's when you're encouraged to pursue those skills, pursue those talents, pursue those things that make you a unique person. So when you develop these skills that you otherwise wouldn't in their world, when your parent tells you don't go into footballing because it's never going to work out for you, that's when you develop those skills. When you develop your literature skills and so on, and you make it more likely to succeed. So in both terms of happiness, we give you that. On their side, they give you every day as a living hell. On every day, that only can be attained through unhealthy coping mechanisms that are utterly harmful, and two, through materialism, which one, doesn't solve the root cause of the problem in itself, and two, is utterly unsustainable. Because if you get adjusted to more and more materialism, you get adjusted to more and more technology and gadgets and so on, and it doesn't actually solve the problem that these people don't want to get out of bed in the mornings, they want to kill themselves. So in both cases, we give you a much better, happier life for these people. Second, we give you a safe life for these people. One, is absolutely fallacious for them to come and assume in this debate that kids exist for these people. You cannot assume that they have immense liabilities in the first place because of the fact that these are people at the young stage of their lives at a unique position when they have the maximum amount of freedom and least number of liabilities. This means that they're able in our world to limit the liabilities that they incur. They're able to shape their lives in the future. They're able to shape their lives to one that's compatible and matches the sort of future that you might be expected to have. You're expected to have some sort of smart financial sense that only exists in our world. Second, you have better mobility in our world. You're able to switch fields and far likely to incur those third-party costs because you're likely to shape your life in a way that minimizes your liabilities. And for example, you probably wouldn't accustom yourself to having caviar every night if you know for a fact that you're pursuing your dream job that perhaps wouldn't go so. This means that you're less likely to have third-party harm and more likely to have much safer life. In their world, when they give you this pre-existing sense that you'll be long-term financially stable, you build up high expectations. You build up a high standard of living and a high number of liabilities. We've clearly shown you when you do so, one, you're less likely to be able to cope with it healthily because one, society is far less equipped to deal with that kind of unhappiness, and two, you yourself are already miserable from your horrible, horrible job, and you're less able to cope with that in the first place. In both senses, they're also more likely to fail. They're more likely to fail in the sense that they can't bear through those cases. They're likely to bear the sufferings of failure. And the sufferings of failure are the ones that they're most ill-equipped to handle. We're very proud